So, in the world of software development, AI is already a huge deal, right? It's writing code, it's fixing bugs, it's really speeding things up for us. But so far, it's been more of a helper, great for the small tasks. But today, we're talking about something way bigger, a massive leap forward. What happens when AI stops being just a coder and starts being the architect?
Okay, let's really think about this for a second. We've all seen AI spit out a function or a quick block of code. That's cool. But what happens when we give it a promotion? I mean, what if it's not just writing the code, but drawing up the actual blueprints for the whole thing? This one question is really at the heart of where software engineering is headed. AI coding assistants are pretty much everywhere now. And hey, they're super useful. You can think of them like a junior partner, helping you get code snippets done way faster. And look, they're great at that small stuff. But that's the thing, right? That's also their biggest weakness. They're working in a little bubble, totally clueless about the project's grand design. And that right there is the heart of the problem. You see, building really solid large-scale software isn't just about banging out lines of code. It's about architecture, it's about making tough trade-offs, and it's about having a long-term vision. Today's AI tools, they just don't have that deep, contextual gut feeling that a senior human engineer has. They're just so focused on the individual trees that they completely miss the forest. Yeah, this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your typical AI coder. It writes functions in isolation, has zero architectural context, and honestly can sometimes introduce some pretty gnarly bugs. But on the right, that's the evolution we need. An AI that gets the entire system, knows all the team's little rules and conventions, and actually designs for the long haul. It's a leap from just doing tasks to thinking strategically. So, how do we actually make that leap? Well, there's a whole new class of AI starting to pop up, and it's designed to solve this exact problem. They're calling it the AI staff engineer, and trust me, this is a total game changer in how we think about AI's job in building software. Okay, so let's be super clear about what we're talking about here. An AI staff engineer is not just a fancier code generator. No way. This is an AI that's playing at the level of a senior architect. Its main job isn't even writing code. It's designing the ridiculously complex systems that other people and other AIs will then build. It's about making those huge, high-stakes architectural decisions. And this quote just nails it. The secret sauce, the magic ingredient, is that system-level understanding. It's not just getting a simple prompt. It's getting the entire history and context of a project. It understands the patterns, the unwritten rules, the limitations. Like a senior engineer who's been with the company forever and just gets it. So what does it actually do? For starters, we're talking about designing huge enterprise-level systems from the ground up. It makes those critical calls, like which database we should use or how to structure a new service. It also becomes the team lead for other AI coding agents, giving them the context they're missing. And maybe the most important part, it understands those tricky trade-offs, like do we go for raw speed now or do we build for massive scale later? And I know this probably sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's not magic. There's a really clear process behind it, and it's all about training the AI on the right stuff. So let's break down how you actually build an AI architect. Okay, so here's the 4-step recipe. Step 1, it literally swallows the team's entire code base, every single line ever written. Step 2, it reads all the documentation, the design docs, the meeting notes, everything. Step 3, from all that data, it starts to build its own mental model of the system's architecture and the team's unique way of doing things. And finally, step 4, it uses that incredibly deep understanding to design new features that just fit perfectly. And look, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. The people who are actually pioneering this AI staff engineer concept, they're the same engineers who built and scaled the massive systems at places like Google and YouTube. They've lived through the pain of building software at that scale, and now they're building the exact tools they wish they had. All right, I know what you're thinking. Is this the end for human engineers? And the answer is a big, fat no. This isn't about replacement. It's about creating a brand new kind of team. It's about augmenting human skills and freeing us up to focus on what we do best, being creative and solving really interesting problems. This quote, this gets right to the core of why this matters so much. Anyone can hack together a cool little prototype. The really hard part? Turning that prototype into a rock-solid system that can handle millions of users without falling over. That's the bridge this AI helps us build, with human engineers right there leading the charge.
So what's in it for the actual human developers, right? Well, the perks are huge. You get to stop worrying about the nuts and bolts and focus on the big creative product vision. You can actually learn best practices from an AI partner that's seen every corner of the codebase. And for junior engineers, man, this is like a super-powered mentor, giving them the kind of exposure that'll help them grow into senior roles way, way faster. So I want to leave you with this one last thought. For years and years, engineers have spent most of their brainpower just figuring out how to build something. If an AI can take over the heavy lifting of designing the how, it frees up all of that human ingenuity to focus completely on the what. We shift from just implementing to purely creating. So the only real question is, with all this newfound freedom, what are we going to build next?